I'm Chris Shaw. Here are Tuesday's top stories on Fox 4 Morning News. We're tracking red tide again in Southwest Florida. People are seeing blooms off the coast from Naples all the way up to Venice. And boaters who spent the weekend fishing in Boca Grande say the blooms may be hard to see, but you can definitely smell them.
Every captain on the 9-boat group trip we were running, along with all 18 clients, were coughing and hacking.
Now, Charter Captain Rhett Morris told Fox 4 he did not see any dead fish in the passes or on the beach, but it's possible those fish kills are not far off. He says what many locals say, that they're wondering if we will see a repeat of last year's bad red tide season. FGCU professor of marine sciences Greg Tolley says this is actually the same batch of red tide. It's just further offshore.
It's been a very long red tide in terms of its duration, probably the 5th longest in our recorded history of red tides. So for some reason, this one's been hanging around longer.
He says our state experienced a red tide event in the mid-90s that lasted 2.5 years, and the increase in population is not helping here. He says it's possible the large population is adding more nutrients to the water, which causes the red tide to stick around for longer. Meanwhile, local boaters just hope the changes in wind and currents don't push the red tide closer to shore. 2 people were killed in a shooting at a gas station in Tampa, and St. Petersburg police say around 100 people were gathered there when those shots were fired. Right now, officers are trying to track down the person who pulled the trigger. We will bring you updates as soon as they're available. A Fort Myers man is in jail after investigators say he admitted to killing his neighbor at a senior living community. Police say 70-year-old Eddie Travis was shot to death at the Palm City Garden Apartments Saturday night. They say when officers got to the scene, Johnny Denard was sitting next to Travis with a gun, and he admitted to the shooting. He's charged with second-degree murder. Southwest Florida firefighters are dealing with the effects of the dry weather conditions we're seeing. Crews in Cape Coral had to put out a 20-acre brush fire along Burnt Store Road. They used a bulldozer to get it out. The Caloosahatchee Forestry Center told us the fire is now fully contained. Crews had to close Burnt Store while they worked, but it is now back open.
A cool start to your Tuesday morning, but temperature is back in the 70s this afternoon, right near that seasonal average, under a mix of sun and clouds. But one thing you'll definitely notice in today's forecast, the breeze. Winds are out of the east, 10 to 20 miles per hour. And what happens when winds are coming right off the Atlantic there tends to track in a little bit more moisture in the form of clouds. So we will see a few clouds moving in, mixing in with the sunshine this afternoon and evening. But overall, really pleasant day out there, thanks to those highs in the mid-70s. We'll warm even more heading into tomorrow. Your Wednesday highs near 80, and then on Thursday, our next cold front that brings through a chance for rain and scattered thunderstorm activity, and will cool those temperatures back down to the 60s as we head into the weekend. So the roller coaster in temperature seems to continue. That was a check of your Storm Shield forecast in today's top headlines. To stay up to date, you can catch us on air or online at fox4now.com.